This is your host, Charlie Wetlaufer, with my esteemed co-host, Chef Ari and Olivia Esquivel. What's up, guys?
Hi.
What's up?
How's it going?
And we have a very special guest today, none other than Nori Ko, on live all the way from Japan. How you doing, Nori?
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, good. How is where are you now? Are you in Tokyo?
I am about an hour and a half away from Tokyo. It's a little bit quiet mountain area out of Tokyo. I'm staying here for tonight. It's 10 p.m. in
Okay.
Japan. Yeah, I'm staying at this random hotel for
Yeah,
a
thank you for
night.
joining on late for us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
You're heavy in training for a long. Are you doing some ultra marathon or something?
Yeah. My race is coming up in 2 weeks. I'm running a 100-mile trail running race. So that's one of the reasons
Wow,
why I'm here for tonight. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, this is my peak training days.
Well, yeah. So thank you for joining us at 10 p.m. while you're training for a 100-mile run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a half Ironman coming up in a few weeks too. So I think you and I both are kind of on the training grind right now.
Right, yeah. How's your training going?
It's good. It's like every week setting new personal records, and um, during the week I do sort of shorter, more conditioning type workouts, and then on the weekends I do the long endurance stuff. And it's starting
Right.
to. I feel like I'll be able to handle the distance.
That's great.
What kind of? I'm curious how juicing kind of works into your nutrition plan for a 100-mile race.
Actually, this is my first 100-mile racing, but last year, I mean, I've been doing endurance sports this past 10, 15 years. And last year I did 60-mile trail running with only juice and raw food intake. And as a lot of people probably know, but the raw food has less impact on your body, especially regarding the digestion. So for me, I think it worked really well last year. So this time, 100 miles really long. I think it's gonna take something like 30 hours, but I'm gonna try to run with the juice mainly and fruit and raw food like dehydrated energy bars, but raw concept and see
Hmm.
how my body reacts.
Do you think this could
Man,
be a
well,
world record? Like, has anybody ever done this?
I think so. I've read some articles in magazines that
Yeah.
some
Wow.
people have done it, and also, yeah, it's really interesting. But some fruitarian athlete, they've done like an even longer distance with only fruit intake. So there are some people have
yeah,
done it.
I was talking to someone recently that was like suggesting a keto diet for endurance, but I don't think that's really as good because you kind of need those carbs, right? And if you're, I don't know much about the keto diet, but it seems like if your body's in ketosis, you might not be able to have as much energy for the endurance stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if your body's adjusted to those keto things, and then it would work. But for my body, I've been drinking juice, and I pretty much drink juice and eat fruits every day, crazy amount, so that my body's fuel is still pure, simple sugar. So I could try run on oil or fat, but my daily lifestyle is not like that. So I think for
Hmm.
me it works well with the juice and fruits.
Um, so I guess I forgot to give everybody a little bit of your background, but you are the founder of Sunshine Juice in
Yeah.
Tokyo, which juice bar that's been around since 20, was it 2015?
No, 2014 January. That's like when the first store opened.
Well, that was pretty early. I mean, especially for Japan. You must have been one of the
Yeah,
first, right?
yeah. We were the first.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I've been over there. I visited you. We had a really fun time a few years ago. You took me out to one of your organic farms in Japan that you get your produce from. We got to sit on tractors and pick vegetables from the ground and meet the farmer. That was really fun.
That's
Yeah,
And
awesome.
yeah. I
now,
remember that.
so yeah, and now, I mean, what we'd really like to hear about today is so you took what you were doing before, which before you were traveling around to these communities in Japan, sort of out in the rural areas, and bringing a little juicer with you and teaching them about the powers of juicing and eating vegetables. And you kind of bring the community together at one of the farms you work with and do demos. And now you've kind of leveled up and you built some super awesome futuristic vegetable oil powered van that also runs. You have solar panels on the roof and you're running a juicer in there. I guess tell us kind of what the concept is with your juice van and what you're doing out there.
Yeah. As you said, Charlie, I always try to um, be close to the farmers because I think one of the main factors that decides the quality of the juice is the quality of the produce. And I really want to know what kind of environment that produce is grown, who is growing it, and how it's grown. That's why I try to make a lot of visit to the farmers all over Japan. And I think this past 4 years, 3, 4 years, I was thinking, what is the way to produce a better quality of juice? And one of the solutions or one of the answers that I came up with was me being close to the plants because um the fresher the better, I think. And once the plants are cropped from the tree and then juice right there, it's I feel it's sometimes better in terms of quality than me waiting in Tokyo, them arrive after a couple of days. So that's one of the reasons why I make a trip to visit farmers all over Japan and meet farmers and also make juice right there and serve the quality juice to people living in the community. That way, a lot of people can learn about nutrition, eating, drinking healthy, clean, and the better feeling of the body. And I've been doing that and thinking, how can I make it better? Because of course, environment, like good environment, is important for better produce, better juicing. Because no one wanna use the fruits right grown right next to like a big industrial road where like a big trucks and like cars are driving by every day. So I wanted to travel with the cleaner fuel, and then I came up with this idea of building this van with the wasted vegetable oil, which is basically the used cooking oil. And I have a lot of friends who run restaurants here and there all over Japan. So I can collect those wasted oil. They don't have to throw away those oils, but they just store them. And when I visit them, they just like give them to me and I filter them. I just put them in the van and I can travel. I love traveling and it doesn't cost much. I don't have to pay for the gasoline. My friends are happy. I'm happy. The earth is happy because it's cleaner. And also I'm really lucky that I got supported by this solar panel company. They uh they installed the solar panels on the roof and the battery so that whenever I go, I'm driving. the sun is just gonna give me the the power, and I store the power in the battery, and wherever I go, I don't need any, power outlet to run the M1 juicer, but I just use the power from the sun, and that way I can even like make juice right in the middle of the farm because I don't need no power outlet. As long as I have quality plants, I can make super, super quality powerful juice right there. So that's the idea, and that's why I'm doing this since this summer. And I already made some trips all over Japan, and people are liking it, and I have more plans to come.
How do you let the people know you're coming, like in that community?
Basically, like people, they offer me, they organize the event, and they offer me the place or the opportunity. That way, the local guys, they know that I'm coming, basically, because the organizers, they're in the community. They let people know that I'm coming, and they let other farmers in that community know that I'm coming, so that their produce is going to be ready for to be juiced. And I just drive there, and I do what I do.
Nori, how often do you stay in one town? Like, how long do you stay in one town?
Well, it really depends, but normally like 3 days
Right.
minimum. Like one day I go to the farm,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then I meet farmers, I meet produce, and then because like until I get there, I don't know what kind of produce there are in that area offer. So I arrive, I do field work, I go visit farms, I sometimes walk in the mountain, pick some wild plants, and on the next day I think what I do, and I kind of develop my recipes and what kind of juice I'll make. And on the third day, there's like an event where people gather, and then I serve juice and mingle with people, talk with people, tell them what I do, and then I leave on the next day. Maybe that's the minimum short, like the shortest, probably 3 4 days maybe.
And do you that sounds so similar to what I do, Nori. It's just like I can't believe our lives are so similar. 100 miles, picking wildflowers and juicing them. It's like you're the Japanese version of me, really. It's uncanny. But
That's it. Yeah.
so do you only sell, like, how much production are you doing? Do you stay there until you sell out? And then, or do you take that juice to the next town, or you only juice for that town, what that town has, and then you go on and you find produce at the next town?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, I produce just for that town with the produce that they offer.
Hmm.
What if I go to the next town, then I use the produce that the next town offers me.
And are they that different? Like from town to
Yeah.
town, is the produce really that different in Japan? Wow.
Well, it depends. Of course, if you move from here and there, and then yeah.
Nori, I'm a big fan of traveling places, and you're able to see different styles of juice, and I mean, from the few clients I've talked to from Japan, it seems like it's about the product. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I mean, your example of going to the farm and producing it directly from the farms sounds exactly like just looking for the purest product, the highest quality product. Is that kind of reflected throughout other juice bars, not only your own out there?
As far as in Japan, I don't think I don't think other other juice bars are thinking the same as how I think, because actually, like, this is my 10th year since the first my cold pressed juice experience, and I was like shocked, and oh, I have to, like, I really want to do this. Like, the first moment was like 10 years ago. But when I first um, thought of running a juice bar or cold press juicing, I wasn't thinking as the same as how I think right now. I was more like, oh, get whatever vegetable and just order online and get the celery from wherever, get the kale from wherever, but whatever available, I'm just gonna juice and then the juice is right there. That was the way of thinking. But now, after 10 years, now I see more of the background or backstory of the bottle of the juice that I'm making. Because, like finding whatever vegetable is easy. If you go walk into the supermarket and you can find, whatever vegetable, and then you can actually make juice. But and then the juice is like it looks the same maybe for some people. It looks like just a green juice, but actually the quality is totally different if you do it with more love and like passion. And that the love and passion that I'm paying for the juice is like more for the background story of the produce and how it's grown, where it's grown, what kind of soil, what kind of people, those kind of things. So that's kind of what I'm trying to tell people.
I wanted to ask, our last podcast was about strength training and athletes, and obviously sticking plant based. And I'm so just like mind blown. First of all, that you're running 100 miles, but second of all, that you're doing it on just fruits and veggies. And I'm just curious, from a stamina standpoint, do you start with like, what's your food plan? Like, does it start with a different category of fruits and veggies and then change as the length of the race goes on? Or
In the beginning, I tend to intake more low GI sugar source. So some kind of fruits or dried fruits and dehydrated nuts bars. And as the race goes on, I mean I eat a lot more than those other runners who take in like those gels and like fast sugar, but the chemical guys. So I eat more amount, but more often. And as the race goes on, I start taking in more high GI sugar, so such as like because I take honey. So some of the bars that I make is mixed with honey or dates. So those kind of guys are coming in like in the later part of the race and drinking juice like pretty much all the time.
Are you mixing juice with water or electrolytes or anything?
I try to take in the pure juice,
Beet juice, yeah.
beet juice. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because that opens up your blood cells.
yeah. But for this time, it's really long, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How long did the 60-mile race take you?
Oh, it wasn't that bad. It was like 8 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so
so, Nora, you don't stop, like, because okay, there are people here in the U.S. that say they're like riding cross country, and I really thought they're on their bikes. I really thought they like didn't stop, but come to find out, they're like sleeping in tents. They're showering. They're like
yeah,
meeting up with friends, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm a little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
less impressed. But do you stop, or you just keep going? Like, you literally run 100 miles.
yeah.
You don't stop to sleep.
I mean, I could, but that's also one thing that I'm really like. This is my first time trying, and like a lot of people saying that like sleepiness is like one of the biggest enemies for 100-mile racing because you definitely get sleepy because you keep running for like over 24 hours. But I will try to go without sleeping. But if I was super super sleepy, then probably like I'll stop for like 10, 20 minutes and just like sleep for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I recommend.
That's great, Nori. Good luck in that.
Oh man, sending you all the luck. I know you'll do great.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, Instagram and mainly Instagram. we have an account for the van, so I'll just like keep telling people where I will be.
And what is that Instagram?
Sunshine Juice Wheels.
Sunshine Juice Wheels.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to following along. And also, I think, Nori, you've done a lot of really cool stuff. You're one of these guys always coming up with these new crazy things. Like Nori started a clothing line where you are dyeing clothes with. You're taking juice pulp and turning it into dyes and dyeing clothes with the juice pulp.
Yeah.
You still doing that?
Yeah. My friend's actually running the brand, and I give out the pulp, and she makes like aprons and bags and stuff with like really nice colors of the plants.
And then I think last time we spoke, you had also started taking the leftover juice pulp and creating compost and actually like packaging it and selling it at your juice bar.
Yeah. So my shop is really small, but we offer juice and soil to the customer, and then I team up with the farmers around Tokyo. There are some organic farmers in Tokyo, and they do some cool stuff, good farming. And they actually come into Tokyo because they deliver the vegetable from the farm to the restaurants in Tokyo and all that. And then on the way back to the farm, their vans and cars are empty. So they come stop by Sunshine Juice and pick up my pulps, bring them back to the farm where we all do compost and make a vegan quality soil out there. And some of the soils we sell to our customer, we offer them to the customers so that the customers can enjoy feeding their plants at home. And the rest, the farmer friends, they use for their farm where they grow their vegetable and fruits. And we get those produce back again for juicing. So it's like really, really small circle and clear, easy understanding that nothing is wasted, and well, maybe some gasolines when they come into Tokyo and going back to the farm. But other than that, it's like really, really going circle, and I really like the idea and the fact that it's happening.
You've got to hook them all up with the vegetable oil vans.
I know. That'd be great.